After a performance like Saturday, do you show them the horror show, or do you just keep away from it?
Yeah, no, we show them bits and pieces and clips and whatnot. What I'd say is, listen, it's 4 times I've had to really lose my temper, which ain't a good sight this season so far, and that's too many times. And what I'd certainly say is we can all talk the talk, but actions speak louder than words, and those actions haven't been good enough so far where we stand this season. We know that. Certainly my players' heads aren't in the sand. They know how I feel on things. My head's not in the sand. We've all got to do a lot better for the football club.
So does the situation mean that you have to approach this game slightly differently, because this cup hasn't been one of your top
Listen,
priorities?
we approach every game to win. It has been my priorities. I've tried to win every game since I've been manager of this football club. Yes, there's other reasons why 1 or 2 players will be playing tomorrow night, but I try and win football matches. That's all I've ever done for the 4.5 years that I've been at the club. So that doesn't change. It's not a competition that I've taken lightly before, although we haven't done too great in it. We want to win.
Does this mean, from what you were saying at the weekend, is it a bit more back to basics, and look, we're going to be a bit bloody-minded?
Listen, you can talk basics, you can talk this, talk that. For me, it's about winning football games, however way necessary. If it's a roll your sleeves up type of game, win it that way. If it's a football game, win it that way. And certainly we're not working out enough ways of winning football matches this season, which, as I always, take the brunt of it, which is not a problem. Full responsibility. They're my players, they're my staff. Got to get more from each and every single one of them. So certainly everybody's working very hard at it. Certainly would say that it's nothing I haven't been before, is it? I think we had 8 points after 7 games in the conference. So certainly no different. So it's a disaster area at the minute. I get that. I get all the lows. I get the stick that I'm taking. It's because that's football management. What I will say is that I've been there before, and I'll turn it round.
Is this one of those times when you need those senior players, those leaders in the dressing room, to really come good for you?
Everybody that's getting paid by Bristol Rovers should be pulling for the club. That's all I've ever asked for. That's all I ever wanted, is to make sure that we're all pulling in the right direction. Don't think that's the case at the football club as it stands at the minute, but that's for other people to discuss. On the footballing side, I know we have a very close-knit group, very, very much togetherness about it, but we've got to do a lot better, and that's all I can concern myself in. That's all I've concerned myself in while I've been manager, and that's what I'll continue to do.
Would you expect that sort of dressing room to police itself, the ones to have a word and say, this isn't good enough, you need to pull your finger out?
It is, but like I say, and I say it to my players, Saturday in the heated exchange Saturdays, the actions will speak a lot louder than words. For me, that's the way it is. I don't particularly like doing interviews and whatnot, winning or losing, to be honest with you, but I have to front it up. I have to do and say it, because fans, when you're losing, they're entitled to have the go, have their pop. They pay their hard-earned money to come and watch us. Don't have a problem with that, but they get sick of hearing your voice of what you're going to do and what you're going to do. So you're on an hiding to nothing as a manager when you do interviews after you're on bad runs and we're not performing. But it's got to be done. But like I say, you've got to produce the performances.
Yeah, I certainly appreciate that. West Ham tomorrow, and you've played a few of these academy sides in this competition over the last few years. I guess you know what to expect.
Yeah, done poor against them, to be honest with you. So we know what to expect. We'll have a game plan as we always do, and it's about players getting back into form and executing the game plan. That's never going to change. Yeah,
and winning football, doesn't matter who you play and what competition, that's going to help, isn't it?
Certainly is. But listen, like I say, it is a disaster zone at the minute. But this game can change very, very quickly. And like I say, you're not sat next to an inexperienced manager that's not been in a lot worse scenarios at this football club before. And you're not telling me being, I think it was 17th in the conference, is as bad as being third bottom in League One at the minute. Having produced what we've produced over the last 4 years, he's just tried pulling it together and working hard and getting everyone back on side, getting our supporters back on side. But you only get that by winning games, and it starts tomorrow night.